and buy food and everything. And I don't know if my mother-in-law is going to keep the kids or not. But whether she keeps them or not, I want to go to Louisville if I have to bring the kids with me. And what I was going to do, I wanted to go to Louisville with Sue, you know. And I would have took my kids with me, but, you know, Sue probably wouldn't have had room in the car. And the reason I didn't go, Judy, it's not that I didn't want to or anything or couldn't. Well, you know, anyway, my husband didn't want me to go, you know. He's jealous and everything. Well, anyway, he wanted me to be here, you know, when the checks come, because, see, he has to sign his, and then I got to sign, you know, mine and the children's, you know, and if I'm in Louisville, you know, I won't be able to, and then, you know, Sue, it'd probably be a while before she could bring me back, but I don't know, Sue might have took me to Louisville, you know, and for nothing, she might have not charged me anything. And, you know, she might have brought me back and not charged anything, but I would have paid her, you know, for taking me down there and bringing me back, and also for taking me to see Mother out of our checks. Judy, I hope you're not getting tired of hearing me talk. Anyway, I'm just sending you these because our mother's in the hospital, and now I'd like for all three of us girls, sisters, to get together again, all of our family, and be with one another again. And everything, and I cried. I went upstairs and cried and everything. I'd go to bed crying, and I've been praying for her. And Judy, all we can do is pray for her, that she will go through the operation and everything and be okay. Now, I don't want her to have no operation because, you know, operations are bad, because I had my wound took out, and then I had my tonsils took out, you know, when I was 10 years old. And, well, and then, you know, I had my tubes tied. That's an operation, you know. But anyway, if Mother just has to have the operation, you know, if she needs it, then she should get it, I guess. But I'm just scared for her. In other words, she's so weak and timid, and, you know, she's so thin and everything, and she's got low blood. Sue said that she was anemic. And, you know, anemic is when you got real low blood. And, well, anyway, I just want you and me, Judy, I want you to pray for her. And, you know, myself pray too, because I don't know, you know, just like Sue said, she said that everyone had to go sometime. Well, I know that, Judy. But still, Judy, we don't want her to die anyway, because she's our mother, and, you know, we care and love her, no matter what she does or how she acts. It hurt me terrible when he passed on. It did. I know that it hurt you, Judy. I'm not saying that it didn't hurt you when Dad did die, and like when you sent me that tape and you was crying on it. Well, I just believe that I took it though worse than anybody when Dad did die. Anyway, I like to never got over his death. Really, when you just think about it, I still haven't. But, you know, I don't feel as bad as it did when it happened, and I don't feel as bad about it as when, you know, when I found out that Mother was sick. It did hurt me a lot at first, but then, you know, days just went by, and I'm not as hurt as I was, but still the thing is, Mother is still sick, and she's in that hospital, and Judy, now Mother might not even talk to me. She might not talk to you, you know, like she don't know us or something, because the last time that I was at Grandma's, when I tried to go over there and sat by her, or I wanted to anyway, she just sat there and just stared ahead, you know, and mumbled to herself and everything. And we had Mary Sue with us, and Mary Sue was out on the porch, and I was looking out after her, and she wouldn't be watching us until I'd turn my back or something, and I'd turn around or something, and I'd see Mother looking at us. So a lot of that is just meanness or something. She knows that we're there and everything, she just don't let on or something or another. In other words, she's not as bad off in her mind, I don't think, as people think she is, because I believe she knew I was her daughter. Well, anyway, when we was getting ready to leave, Judy, I went over to her and I hugged her. And I told her that I loved her and, that I had to go and everything. And you know what she done, Judy? I just, stood up and stood there for just a minute. And she says, why do you call me Mother? In other words, like that. In other words, and that hurt me so much, Judy, because I was wanting to see her so much and talk to her and everything. And I could have talked to her and everything if it wasn't for Grandma being there. But anyway, she said that, and that hurt my feelings so much. I bursted out and started crying. I couldn't help it. Because, I loved her so, and I wanted to talk to her and everything. And when she said that to me, she says, why do you call me Mother? And when she said that, that did it. In other words, I just busted out. Not too much while I was in the house. But I cried, Judy, from the time that I left Grandma's until we was halfway back to Louisville that time, and or halfway back to Florida. I don't remember where we were staying. I think it was Florida, because, I think that was when we took all them watermelons or something down there. I tell you, I don't hardly remember. But anyway, when we was there at Grandma's, and anyway, when we got halfway back to Louisville, my husband seen that I was crying and everything, that I was sad and everything. So he offered to take me in a place and buy me a purse. And I didn't care. I didn't want the purse or nothing. In other words, all I could hear going on in my mind is, why do you call me Mother? Why do you call me Mother? And that just kept going on through my mind, and I cried all the way back to Florida. I did. Or to Louisville, wherever it was we was living. I don't hardly remember. It was probably in Florida, because that's when we, was in all that produce business and everything, but that hurt me so much. So anyway, that's why I'm saying, Judy, that she might not talk to us or nothing, but, we will get to see her anyway, Judy. And I'll get to see you, and you'll get to see me, and you'll get to see Sue, and you should, Judy, be friends with Sue, because, after all, she is her sister. And her ways, she's just got ways about her. Everybody, has got their own ways, how they act and everything, but Sue seems, like a pretty honest person. I don't know. Well, she is her sister, and I do love her. No matter what she's done in the past or anything, I still love her like I love you, Judy. I just can write to you, and we can send each other cassettes and everything, and you can't do that with Sue. And whenever I wrote to Sue, Judy, before I wrote to you and told you, I sent her a cassette whenever I got that letter that she sent me about Mother. Anyway, whenever I got that letter from Sue, her telling me that Mother was in a nursing home, well, anyway, I wrote to Sue and I sent her a 30-minute cassette. And the last ones that I sent her was at Christmas time, about 3 or 4 years ago. And I told her to send me a cassette or something, only she never did do it. Well, anyway, I was telling her on the tape, and I was talking about Mother, and I said, I don't know what I'll do if... In other words, I was singing this religious song that I sent you, song, whose tears are these in the eyes of the Lamb, or something like that. Well, anyway, I was saying that to Sue, and I was singing with the song, and I had my mind on Mother, and I just busted out crying right on the tape that I sent to Sue. After I sent her that tape, I wrote you that letter that you said you just got. I wrote it the same day, and I mailed them together, and Sue got it in just a couple of days. So I can't understand, why you didn't get it, 'cause I mailed yours the same day that I mailed hers. 'Cause I wrote to you, and I told you that I got a letter from Sue, and I got that letter from Sue, and I wrote to you to let you know. Well, anyway, Judy, you're supposed to call. So, in other words, just like I said, time you get these cassette tapes, I'll probably already be in Louisville, 'cause it'll probably take a while for you to get them. But anyway, you might not even have the tapes time you see me. In other words, I told you in this other letter, and I don't know if you've got it now or not, but anyway, I told you, I gave you Sue's phone number and told you to call her. And Judy, the only way that you can see Mother is through Sue. So if you want to be with our mother and see our mother, you're going to have to call her. And I'd go ahead and let her know my address, Judy, because Grandma and her ain't like they used to be. Grandma won't hardly have anything to do with Sue anymore. Well, anyway, letting her know your address probably ain't hurting nothing, because, you gotta think of it this way, Judy. She is our sister, and if something happened to her, if she got run over, or if she died, got killed, well, if something bad happened to her, it'd be on your conscience. You'd blame yourself, for not letting her know your address. Well, you can understand, can't you, Judy? Well, anyway, I do love her, though, because it's only natural, normal to love her, 'cause she is her sister. Well, anyway, I'm talking all through this tape, this 30-minute tape. I've already talked all on side one. I'm on side two now, and I'm trying to talk as much as I can on the tape all through it. And then I was talking on the other tape that I'm sending you, and I'm making copies of what I'm saying. I'm making copies. Or after, I get through recording, I'm going to make copies of these. So, after I send them to you, I can hear them. But anyway, Judy, like I said, I didn't want to send you them, them tapes that you just sent me. I didn't want to send you the same thing back that, that you sent to me, but I thought it just sounded good and everything of you and I both on the tapes. Plus, I put gospel on it and everything. And like I told you about the cassette that I just got from you, I liked the Roy Acuff songs, gospel songs, and of you singing and you and me speaking together. Judy, you gotta have two recorders to do that. In other words, you gotta play the tape that I'm on, that I'm singing and everything, and then you gotta have another tape for that tape to go on to there where you can be on it with me, like I made for you. Well, did you already have a recorder whenever I sent you the one that I sent you? Because you got to have two recorders to do that. And Judy, you told me that whenever you had that fire, whenever your apartment got on fire and it burned up everything you had, well, you said that it burnt your recorder up and stuff, and then you had it for years and years, for a long time, and you was telling me that you was having trouble with the mic or something, that a wire was loose in a mic or something. Well, anyway, Judy, you had to have two recorders to make that tape like that, with you on it with me. So, did you already have a recorder whenever I sent that one to you? Because, you told me that you didn't have one or nothing, that you'd try to get you one and whenever you could so you could record to me. Well, anyway, Judy, talking about the recorder, you sent me that letter, and it hurt my feelings, it did, and I cried and everything. But Judy, if I didn't care about you, and if I didn't love you or anything, I wouldn't have ever sent you that recorder. Because I went through a lot of trouble and time and everything. See, my husband bought it, and he gave $5 at a yard sale, and he was going to give it to my daughter Linda, but we can always get her one or something. Well, anyway, I seen it, and I told him that I'd give him $5 for it. And he said, okay, and I just told him, that you didn't have a recorder, and that I'd like to send it to you. And, but anyway, if I didn't love you or didn't want you writing to me or anything, I wouldn't have ever sent you that recorder. And I wouldn't have ever sent you all them tapes that I've sent you of talking to you and your children, Granville and Michael Adrian and little Judy. I wouldn't have ever made all them tapes for them or you or nothing if I didn't care about you, Judy, or want you to write to me or me write to you or as much or anything. You said that I didn't want you writing to me as much, or I didn't want you writing to me for a while, and you told me that after you sent me them 2 last cassettes that you wasn't going to write to me for a long time. Well, I don't know, why you start thinking like that, Judy, and you just misunderstand things. You misread things or something, but in other words, all them letters was coming, Judy. It's not that I mind going to the post office after 'em, but if I write you letters, wouldn't you rather get 'em at your house than, to have to just keep going to the post office? In other words, a while's okay, but, then it gets irritable, especially if the letters has to have more postage. 'Cause Judy, I've come pretty close not being able to pay the postage for the letter, and if I don't have the postage, the money to pay for it, then I won't even get the letter anyway. So can't you understand the situation? It's not that I mind, paying for it or anything. Well, anyway, all I know is I love you, Judy, and I miss you, and it will be good to see each other again. It really will, 'cause it's been years, and after all, we will get to be with our mother again. And, you haven't seen her, and I haven't seen you for years and years, and I'll get to be with you. Maybe you'll get to see Greg. Well, you've seen Greg since he's been in Louisville, but, we haven't seen him since he left Florida. Long time ago. We haven't seen him for a long time, ever since that he left. And I'd like to see Gregory. I'd like to see, ask him and talk to him and see what he's been doing all this time. But he's had a car for 2 years, so he could have come. I mean, Judy, I called you Sue. I guess I just got Sue, and Mother on my mind all the time. In other words, when Sue come here and told me about Mother, I just couldn't get it out of my mind. I couldn't sleep or nothing. In other words, I was just worried sick. And, I still am worried. But, I just think, well, what if she does die, what if she does? 'Cause she is going to have this operation. And there's another thing, Judy. She was supposed to have that operation Tuesday or Wednesday now of August. Okay, today is Tuesday, the 28th. All right, and tomorrow's Wednesday, August the 29th, and Tuesday or Wednesday she was supposed to have that operation, and I meant to tell you in that other letter I sent you, but I plumb forgot about it. Anyway, she'll probably already have the operation, Judy. In fact, she will, before we even see her. So, I just pray that she'll go through the operation okay, and maybe, God will be with her and watch over. And that's all I know. I just hope that God will be with her. And this is what I was going to do, Judy. They might ask Sue is there a place that Mother could go? And Sue said she was going to make sure she wasn't going back to Grandma's. So I figured if they tried to put her back in Lakeland, that if they could keep Mother in the hospital for a long time and take care of her and get her mind straight and get her back on her medicine and everything, I thought that I might try to bring her in my home and take care of her, you know, because, I don't know, I just want her to be with me, you know, where I can take real good care of her, because you know how Mother is. She goes through them spells and things, and after a while, you know, you might get aggravated or something. But I just can't see Mother back there in Lakeland, can you? Well, anyway, and Sue's wrong when she said that she was better off dead. In other words, there, see, I called you Sue again. In other words, she's not better off dead, Judy. And I love her, and all I know is that when a person dies, you either go to hell or you go to heaven. And I wouldn't mind her leaving this old world, this sinful world, if I knew she was going to heaven, because I knew she'd be with the angels and she'd be up in heaven with Jesus Christ, the one that went on the cross for the whole world's sins and everything. And they stand the thought, Judy, of her dying and being down in hell. Can you? And do you ever wonder if that where Dad went? Do you ever wonder if he went to hell or heaven? Well, I do all the time. And you know, nobody knows but God in heaven. He only knows. No, in other words, we don't know that. Only God knows. To say before it ends, but call Sue, no matter what, Judy, feelings or anything, call Sue, because she's the only one that can get you in to see Mother. And as far as myself, me and my husband can go by ourselves to see her, since I know where she's at in Middlesburg, Kentucky, Middlesburg Hospital, and that's where she's at. And well, anyway, all three of us girls, Judy, needs to get together. We need to reconcile things and decide what's going to happen to Mother. We do, because Grandma don't give a damn about her, and you know that. So, Judy, let's get together. Sue and me, Linda, and you, Judy. Let's all get together, because our last names has changed by being married, but we'll always be a Myers. We'll always be a Myers, because that's the name that we was gave at birth, and we still got Myers blood in us. All of us girls has got to get together and get all of this straightened out, get this thing arranged. And I just want the best for Mother. Pray for Mother, Judy. I want you to pray for her every night. And I'm praying for her every night too, because I don't know what I'd do if something happened to her. In other words, if she dies, it's something we gotta live. In other words, we gotta live our everyday life and everything, but it's just a sad thing, knowing that our mother's dead and we'll never see her again. Well, Dad's dead too, and we know we'll never see Dad again either. But we'll always be a Myers, Judy, no matter what. Sue, Judy, and Linda, sisters. Linda, sisters. Linda and Sue, us sisters, are going to get this cleared up. We love our mother.